everybody. How you making out today? This is Glendora, Keep the Courage Flaming, folks, and it's brought to you by the National Health and Welfare Retirement Association. You've been hearing on the news about all these labor disputes that have to be settled by binding arbitration, right? Well, I had a dispute that I settled by binding arbitration. I married him. You know, a lot of the state lotteries, have you noticed, are giving as a prize $2,500 worth of free groceries. Gee, I hope you win that. With $2,500 worth of free groceries, you can afford 2 jars of coffee, right? A lot of parents like you are thinking that their kids are growing up and they don't know enough geography. I think the kids today know a lot of geography, don't you? There's the Green Bay Packers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Los Angeles Rams. Glendora, Keep the Courage Flaming, folks, is brought to you by the National Health and Welfare Retirement Association, and they want all of your days to be cheerful and pleasant. The National Health and Welfare Retirement Association, serving the hospital, health and welfare community exclusively. The National Health and Welfare Retirement Association is the first, and to this day, the only system underwriting employee benefit programs exclusively for nonprofit, social service, and health agencies and voluntary hospitals. The National Health and Welfare Retirement Association, 666 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York, 1.
Be understanding.
Now that's your ideal man.
Yeah.
What do you accept?
The money.
Money, just the money?
It agrees with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, money agree with me. I didn't know it until I started making it.
Yeah. What do you spend it on?
Well, I spend it on things like clothes, and I help my...
You know, if you're on that show, LaWanda, I'll be there, right?
I know you'll be there.
Oh, am I her fan?
I know you're one of my
back after
greatest
this
fans.
message. You bet I am.
Hi there, everybody. How are you today? This is Glendora at Tops Friendly Markets. You're really tops with us, folks. And you know what you're going to like about shopping at Tops Friendly Markets? The everyday low prices to match our everyday low income. And if you come to the meat department and you want something really special just for you, look, all you have to do is just please ring this bell for service, and those friendly Tops people will be right out here to give you exactly what you want. We have loads of specials for you this week, folks. We have golden platter quarter loin pork chops, package of 3 rib, 3 loin, and 3 center cuts, 99 cents a pound. Fresh grade A whole fryers, 39 cents a pound. High C drinks, 6 flavors, 1 quart 14-ounce can is 39 cents. And remember, Tops is a supermarket with people, where you don't have to talk to yourself. That's why
we've got extra specials because you're Tops with us at Tops.
We'll all see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Carborundum decides to falls after all, and checking out
survey, most people say Buffalo
Tops
Savings
Friendly
Bank
Markets.
has the
You know what you're going to like best about shopping at Tops? The people. Everybody is so helpful. You know, there's a manager and the checkout girls and then the stock boys. And those stock boys are pretty good looking, too. And you know what else you're going to like about Tops Friendly Markets? The produce. The produce is super fresh, folks. Just like that guy who took your daughter out last night. We have 3 or 4 specials for you today. Listen to this. New York State grown green cabbage, solid heads, folks, 5 cents a pound, solid heads, just like your relatives. And we have California iceberg lettuce, 3 large heads for $1. And then we can save you 60 cents on Freezer Queen, frozen gravy, and sliced beef, a 2-pound package for 99 cents. And Welch's grape jelly is 3-pound jar, 89 cents. Remember, Tops is a supermarket with people, where you don't have to talk to yourself. That's why
we've got extra specials because you're Tops with us at Tops.
Did you notice that Glendora was wearing a sweater? Did you notice that?
Hey, she's a hard act to follow, I want to tell you. Well, we'll put a couple of more heads in the lettuce bin and come up tomorrow. It looks like some of the heads may have to have an umbrella above them because it looks like there may be some scattered showers in the area later on tonight.
Meet George, the human snow thrower. Now meet Toro's snow.
9 cents, not 69 cents, not even 63 cents, but only 59 cents. Another special, Campbell's tomato soup, 10 3/4 ounce can, only 15 cents at Super Dupers throughout this area. Love that super duper.
Love that super duper.
When all the sails begin to look alike, turn to the wood.
Now that's a shame, and if you don't get yours, then shame on you.
Well, we warned Mohammed that Van is tougher than he looks, but he insisted.
Yeah, you know, you wonder whether he...
Quietly announces the new New York.
There is a plan for part-time school desegregation in Los Angeles. That and other news coming up. This is Today on NBC.
Some women lunch at the plaza, ski in San Moritz, and buy expensive furs every year. Some women...
A message for any lovely ladies in the audience. Hello.
He says, Jake, the doc says you're going to die. And St. Peter came out and said, who are you? And the fellow says, I'm from the IRA. And St. Peter says, oh, you can't come in here. And the fellow says, I don't want to come in. I'm giving you all 3 minutes to get out.
No, why? You're moving your lips, you dummy.
Comedians, the hilarious new Broadway hit directed by Mike Nichols. At the Music Box Theater.
Welcome to Gaylord. The mystery, romance, and endless beauty of India are all here at Gaylord. Dishes of a million tastes magically materialized right before your eyes. Recipes that have taken 4,000 years to perfect are cooked by Punjabi chefs in hot-fired clay ovens visible to diners. Gaylord, India, 50 East 58th Street, the finest Indian restaurant in the world. And I know, I was born in India.
Hi, folks. This is Glendora with a cheerful look at life. How are you today? Hey, they're talking this year as much about airbags as they were in 1976, but you probably thought it was appropriate to talk about airbags in 1976 on account of it was an election year. I'm here today, folks, to tell you about Vegelinks. There's no cholesterol in Vegelinks. There's fewer calories in Vegelinks than regular hot dogs, and Vegelinks are kosher. And the flavor, it just makes you smile all over. Would you please ask your supermarket manager to get you Vegelinks?
Coming up on 9 minutes after the hour now. The Los Angeles School Board came up with an unusual desegregation plan last night. Don Oliver was there and has the story.
Los Angeles has the second largest school district in the nation. Fully half the 600,000.
Just a little dab will really dress up a rather mundane dessert.
Now I take that personally. I hear that a lot.
Well, as I say, it gives
it's
a
true enough. It
for
does.
a little bit goes a long ways, and and it really dresses up a meal.
And Rich's Dick has one that you whip. It comes in a little, looks like a cream carton, and you actually whip it, and you just hardly can tell the difference, really.
Well, that's true.
That one isn't in an aerosol can. It comes frozen, right. And you thaw it, and then you whip it.
Well, I mean, this is the versatility of these products.
Yeah.
You can put it in an aerosol can. You can freeze it. Well, a comparable product, of course, is the powdered coffee whiteners.
Yep.
And they come in jars, and a little bit of powder. It goes a long ways and looks good and tastes good in coffee or tea.
Well, we're very excited to hear about the growth of this whole field. This is a chat with Glendora. We're talking to Dr. Richard R. Barton. He's a PhD who's done a lot of research on this, and we'll hear about more in just a second. Now,
8 minutes past now. The Senate Finance Committee continues hearings today on President Carter's tax reduction bill. The House passed the legislation.
That record-breaking warm wave will be into its third day today in the central states. Yesterday, records were set in a 9-state area from Wyoming and North Dakota.
Here's Tom. Thanks, Lou. In just a moment, we're going to switch up to Jane Pauley, who's at the Steuben Glass Gallery here in New York, and she has there some historic, beautiful stained glass that is in danger of being lost forever. First, this is Today on NBC.
Invented by a paraplegic for active disabled persons. The LEM is less than 20 inches wide, safe, fast, and stable. The LEM swivels 360 degrees. The LEM is versatile, dignifying, and looks like a desk chair on casters. The LEM. Who do you know in a wheelchair? Imagine how the LEM will change their life. Call now for a brochure or a free demonstration. Call 212-225-2233.
The road
to riches starts at the dime of New York and wends its way through the forest of daily compounding of interest and dividends, where it can move up, up, up into the mountains of regular savings dollars until it ends at your castle of dreams come true. So get started now on your road to riches by saving regularly at the Dime. Offices in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Long Island. The Dime Savings Bank of New York.
The road to riches starts at the Dime.
Hi there, everybody. How you making out today? This is Glendora with a cheerful look at life. Somebody just said to me they'd see me on TV and they saw me in person and they said that the TV doesn't do me justice. Well, folks, it isn't justice I need, it's mercy. I'm here to tell you about Worthington Vegelinks. Vegelinks don't have any cholesterol, folks. There's no animal fat at all in Vegelinks. Vegelinks have fewer calories than regular hot dogs, and Vegelinks are kosher. Would you ask your supermarket manager to get you Vegelinks, please?
The time to escape from your day-to-day boredom is now. Just 3.5 hours by jet from New York, enjoy Sapphire Beach Resort in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, a tropical Caribbean resort where you can relax in casual and carefree surroundings. Stroll down lush green hills to a white coral sand beach. Swim, dive, fish, sail, or play tennis. Take advantage of duty-free shopping. Sapphire Beach Resort, St. Thomas. See your travel agent now or call 212-586-2955.
"55 miles southeast of London, Canterbury Cathedral rises from the mist."
Nutritional needs. Now, this will depend, of course, on an increase in knowledge of nutrition. And as some of the gaps in our knowledge of nutritional science are filled, we will be able to, the food industry will be able to come up with foods that will fulfill these needs. Because after all, we're all what we eat, basically.
Sure we are.
And the more knowledge we have about nutrition, the higher the quality will be, or our food supply will be. And, going way back, there's a basis for this. The use of a little bit of iodine and salt has almost completely eliminated the problem of goiter in this country. Another example, the use of rather small quantities of vitamin C in fruit juices and powdered juices have almost completely eliminated scurvy.
Yeah.
I would almost wonder how many physicians would recognize scurvy if they saw it. It's such a rare occurrence in this country. And these are but two examples of, old examples, if you will, but nevertheless good examples of what can be done with fabricated foods to prevent disease conditions.
Well, I think this has been very interesting. I bet you do also, folks. This is Dr. Richard Barton, and the company that you did this research for was
Frost & Sullivan.
Frost & Sullivan. And you are, tell me just a little bit about yourself. You're a PhD. You went where?
I got my PhD at Ohio State.
Ohio State?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you play football for him?
No. No, I did not play.
Much nutrition.
And after leaving Ohio State, I worked doing food development work for the Navy.
For the Navy? United States Navy?
Yes, the United States Navy. Then I went into industry.
I see.
And
you worked for whom?
I worked for Miles Laboratories.
Miles Labs?
Yes, for quite a few years. Yeah. And then I decided I wanted to work for myself.
Well, I think that's wonderful.
And so now I'm doing consulting work in the food industry.
I bet you enjoy that a lot.
It's a tremendous challenge, and I enjoy it thoroughly.
Yeah, right. Well, thanks for coming to see us.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Dr. Richard Barton, and this is a chat with Glendora. Well, now, everybody, let's take a break here for Glendora, a cheerful look at the news. Listen, the kids went back to school this year, and they felt really great about it. I think most kids nowadays, it isn't that they mind school. They don't mind school. It's just that they don't like the principle of the thing, right? And a lot of parents and educators are concerned today that the kids don't know enough geography, but I bet your kids know a lot of geography, right? Pittsburgh Steelers, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills, New York Jets. Listen, you think that the boys are going to wear their hair just a little bit shorter. Are you able to get your son to get a haircut? Several mothers have decided that their son's hair is way beyond the help of a barber now. A barber won't be able to help them. They'll have to send them to a dog grooming parlor. And with, you know, the dancing lessons and the music lessons, things are getting pretty expensive. And most kids today taking dancing lessons, you know what they want? They want to learn how to tap dance in their platform shoes. Last fall at this time, if you remember, the big movie of the year was Jaws, right? Well, 1976 is the year of the Jaws 2. After all, it's an election year. This is Glendora, a cheerful look at the news. And we'll be right back in just a second. We're going down to the New York Center, folks, to June Croft, and you're going to find out how to cook a low cholesterol, low calorie, and low cost meal. Hey, folks. Could you please help Friends of Animals? See, thousands and thousands of cats and dogs are being killed right in the area where you live because they don't have any homes, or because they're starving, or because they're abandoned, or because they're sick. And Friends of Animals is trying to stop all this cruelty with a spaying program. So would you send money to Friends of Animals and help them to help other people get their... The life of unwanted pets is heartbreaking. You know, they sleep in dirty alleys and vacant lots. They become filthy and miserable. They suffer hunger and abuse. Anything you can name happens to the poor things. And then worse yet, folks, strays continue to breed, and their rate is really astonishing. In 1 year's time, more than 40 million stray cats and dogs roam our cities and towns. And it's very sad to have them destroyed. We ought to reverse the fate which awaits these homeless animals. Would you please support Friends of Animals Incorporated, 11 West 60th Street, New York, New York, 10023. 11 West 60th Street, New York, New York, 10023. Friends of Animals. We want to stop this vicious cycle, you know, of all these kitty cats and dogs being born who don't have homes, and then they have babies who don't have homes. Friends of Animals, 11 West 60th Street, New York, New York, 10023. 10023. Hey, a chat with Glendora continues now with cooking show number 3, right, June Croft?
That's us.
And what delicious number 3 do you have planned for us now?
A picnic. It's summer, you know.
Oh, yeah, very good.
So, I think we should have, I'll read the menu first.
My boss thinks I'm on a picnic all the time. Yes, read the menu first, John.
This is the kind of a thing that you can have in the park.
Yes.
On the terrace.
Yes.
Or on the lawn.
Yes.
Or just anywhere under a tree.
Or on the roof, if you live in Manhattan.
Precisely.
Yeah, very good.
We're going to, first of all, have baked beans.
Oh, boy.
And with it, Worthington Vegelinks.
Worthington Vegelinks.
65 calories each.
Really?
That's all.
That's half the calories of a regular hot dog.
Probably less than that.
Oh, neat.
And hot corn on the cob.
Oh, anybody who watches A Chat with Glendora likes corn. Okay. Now, Worthington Vegelinks, I'd like to point out, folks, are available at health food stores and at the Finest store, Finest supermarket at 9th and 57th, isn't it?
Righto.
In Manhattan, 9th and 57th. Okay, June.
Shall we put the beans together?
All right, let's do that, yes.
Here we have 3 cups of cooked beans. Now, I hear somebody say, I can't eat beans because beans do, you know,
yes,
flatulence.
They do. Right, right.
Well, I've got an idea, and I'm going to share it. I have a cousin.
Flatulent is a polite word for it, yes.
Yes, if you know what I mean.
Yes, we all know what you mean, right.
I've got a cousin who travels all over South America, Mexico, and down into Central America.
Yes.
And she shared a secret. Meat tenderizer is a digestive.
It is?
And so,
sure,
if you put it in the beans,
right.
you have less trouble.
All right. How much do you put in now?
About a
June?
half a teaspoon in the 3 cups.
Okay.
Now this is the kind that doesn't have the pepper in it. Easier on the lining, you know.
Oh, I see. Let's show the folks what that looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Adolf,
Now you want a half a cup?
Yeah.
I mean,
half. It'll be so tender we'll never get there.
a half a teaspoonful.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And then some tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Canned tomatoes?
Canned tomatoes.
Okay.
A cup and a half. And a half cup of onions.
You're
chopped.
a pretty good-looking tomato, June.
You're awful kind today.
And half a cup of chopped onions?
Yes. And this same butter salt, you know, that we
butter
like so
salt.
well.
Boy,
half a
yeah.
teaspoon of that goes in.
Okay.
And instead of the mustard, I'm going to put turmeric.
Turmeric? All right.
Turmeric. Do you ever hear turmeric?
All right. I just wanted to show the folks this butter salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turmeric.
No,
looks
I never
like
heard of
mustard.
turmeric.
Has a lovely flavor, and it's easier on your intestinal linings.
It is really?
This is a health dish.
And June knows all this, folks, because in addition to being a nutritionist and all that, she's an RN, right?
Yes.
And a Bachelor of Science.
That's tacked on. These are the beans, just the little plain white beans. Inexpensive. You can serve 8 or 10 people for under $1. How's that for cutting the cost of living?
That's very good, and I'm going to use it on my relatives.
Now, here's some grandma's molasses.
Good, yeah.
For flavoring, about a quarter of a cup goes in.
Quarter of a cup.
Yeah.
Grandma's molasses.
Lots of iron in this.
There is?
Oh, yes. For that hemoglobin, etc.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Now, we'll stir it all up together.
Well, June, Croft, beans are pretty high in protein, aren't they?
Yes, they are. And what's more, in fact, there's protein in every living thing.
There is?
And if you mix the proteins, the amino acids of beans and the amino acids of cereals, such as corn,
yes,
the body will synthesize a perfect protein.
Really?
Yes. So we got corn and beans,
Now,
like south of the border almost.
I noticed you had one more ingredient there. Did you?
Oh, let me tell you about that.
All right.
First of all, we put it in the oven and bake it for an hour.
An hour.
And after it's baked for an hour, we remove the lid and add a half teaspoon of basil.
Oh, basil?
Yes.
Okay.
Gives it a nice flavor, and then you leave the lid off and let it simmer down to the right consistency, and it's ready to serve.
June Croft, you're the best cook I know.
Oh, you're awful kind.
Other than the fact that you never lick your fingers.
You're not in public.
Just one question about the beans, June.
Yes.
Do you have to soak those the night before or something?
Not really. There's a wonderful way of cooking beans that is also likely to cut down on the flatulence.
Is really?
Right. For instance, if you take your beans and wash them.
Yes.
Put water over them.
Yeah.
Bring them to a boil.
Yeah.
Let them sit for an hour or so.
Yeah.
And then stew them along gentle like.
Yes, right.
They are very tender.
Are they really?
And just right.
And now we're all ready to put this in the oven, aren't we?
That we are. You want to put it in? I'll hold the door.
Sure, I'd be glad to.
You know what?
Hold my mic?
I didn't put the lemon juice in.
Oh, gotta have the lemon juice. Okay.
Here goes the lemon juice. That helps it.
Shall I stir it again?
Give it another little stir.
Okay. I'm very good at stirring things up.
Boy, am I glad.
There we are.
There goes the lid. I'll hold the door. You put it in.
Okay, folks, here we go. We should have a little music to go with this, right? Just put them right in the oven.
That's right.
Okay, here we go. And the oven's at what now?
350.
350. And shut the door, and those will be ready in an hour. Well, now, everybody, you don't have to wait a whole hour to see how it comes out. No, we'll be resuming here in a couple of minutes so you can see the wonderful, wonderful results of that terrific menu. Low calorie, low cost, and low cholesterol with June Croft. Hey, folks, if you'd like to know what's going on cable TV, what's going on the programs and the listing of the programs and who's on and what programs and what they're going to feature, you can find it all in Cable TV World. This little magazine comes out every 2 weeks. And it lists all the programs on Channel C and Channel D and Channel J and Channel H and Channel M. It's a really good guide to cable television programs here in Manhattan. How you doing anyway? We have a poem here from our very favorite poet,
But first we'll stop for Glendora, a cheerful look at the news. You think there is such a thing as possible? A cheerful look at the news? It's funny, how people are calling New York City Aid City. But don't get discouraged, folks. In 3 years or so, we'll be Paid City, won't we? And then, every year they have this and that week, National Education Week, this 1 week out of the year in which we all get educated. And right about now is National Clown Week. That's my week. It was really sad, I think, about a year ago. Right in the middle of National Clown Week, Good Humor was indicted. That's terrible. Cher started out one of her programs, on CBS on Sunday night. And she started out one of her programs saying, "I'm Cher, I'm 28, I weigh 104 pounds sometimes, and then other times I weigh 108 pounds. Don't you think the 4-pound difference is in her makeup?" And she's married to Greg Allman. He's all man, and Cher is certainly all woman. One good thing lately is that the Blue Cross hasn't increased their rates. Every time the Blue Cross increases their rates, people get bluer and crosser, right? And a lot of people talked about Jerry Ford, that he didn't say much about unemployment or didn't do much about unemployment. But I think unemployment was very much on his mind, because if he didn't do anything about it, he would be, right? January 21st. We have a poem, as I say, from this book, Something of Love, which is written by Franklyn Buell. And this is a lovely poem. Listen to this. It's called Visitor. Making a midsummer call, he is no bother at all. He doesn't talk, never eats, never takes the softest seats. Though he may come late at night, there's no need to leave a light. He doesn't muss up a bed, requires no planning ahead. Careful not to stay too long, he seems to do nothing wrong. But all that does not reveal the key to this guest's appeal. It's his smile through a window frame. This makes you glad the full moon came. Franklyn Buell, a chat with Glendora will continue now with June Croft and that delicious meal. Power pack, and it's very, very heavy. Unlike the power packs today, you could hold those in the palm of your hand. And then that's, the power pack is wired into the AV3400, the machine that you just saw, this machine. And out of this machine comes a 10-pin connector. And this 10-pin connector goes over here to this monitor. And this 10-pin connector carries both the video and the audio from this DC unit. And then out of the monitor comes your audio and your video. And this goes over into the RF unit of the Canon. See, this is video in and audio out. And then the video comes out of the RF connector. And the audio comes out of the RF connector, and they all go into the back of the monitor. The RF connector is hooked up to the camera that I'm holding, the camcorder that I'm holding. And now we're going to transfer Sony videotape 16, Sony videotape 16, from half-inch reel-to-reel Sony to 8mm Canon, and this was on May the 5th, 1990. And now let's see what time it is. (9:51 a.m.)
Hi folks, this is Glendora. Do you need a hot dog without cholesterol? Worthington Veggie Links. No preservatives, flavor is superlative. And that's a big word for a 10-second commercial. everybody. How are you today? This is Glendora with a cheerful look at life. Listen, we're always hearing on the news about a labor dispute that had to be settled by binding arbitration. I had a dispute, folks, that I settled by binding arbitration. I married him, and I feed him Worthington veggie links because veggie links don't have any cholesterol. There's no animal fat in veggie links, and there's no preservatives. And veggie links have fewer calories than regular hot dogs, and the flavor, well, it just makes you smile all over. Ask your supermarket manager to get you veggie links, please. Hi folks, this is Glendora. Are you in the Big Apple today? I bet before the end of the day is over, the Big Apple is going to be in you. The Big Apple is the Macintosh apple.